I do like to call myself a burger connoisseur, and I've tried many, many burgers. But there's one person that makes the ultimate burger. That's Daniel Wilson. From the beginning, your burgers have always been the best. What type of burger are you making me today?
Well, today we're making something a little bit different. It's a kind of Japanese-style pork tonkatsu burger with a slaw. So yeah, let's get cracking.
Yes.
So first of all, we've got some beautiful Australian pork loin here that's had the fat and the silver skin taken off, and we've just butterflied that a little bit, so it's about half a centimetre thick.
Yeah.
But if you wouldn't mind just banging it out with the mallet a bit so it's nice and even.
Can do.
And I'm just going to start on the slaw over here. So I've got some daikon, some carrot, some wombok or Chinese cabbage, and spring onions. So I've got this fancy little peeler here that's going to make nice grated strips like so. And the reason we're putting it in this ice water is just so it crisps up really nicely and has a really nice texture to it.
And do you want this to be quite thin, or it's just to even out and flatten slightly?
Yeah, it's just to even it out so it cooks nice and evenly.
Just like that?
Yep, perfect.
Okay.
And then onto the daikon. So daikon is Japanese radish. Generally, they're quite large, but really nice, crisp, fresh flavour. They're not very strong, like normal radish so much. So that's looking pretty good. And then it's time to start cutting the Chinese cabbage. So generally these are pretty big, so you don't need to get a whole one. Just a quarter is good.
When it comes to the elements of the burger, everything has to be considered: texture, taste, balance of sweetness and saltiness. You can see how fine you're grating this. And I like the idea of what you're doing here, getting as much crunch out of it by chilling it for a while.
The key is to, once it's crisped up, you pull it out and spin it, which we'll do later, and then just keep it in an airtight container in the fridge. Then we'll just add a little bit of spring onion. Generally, we just want the green bits from the top, not so much of the bottom. And then just finally slice it like so.
And I've just got some egg and some milk in one bowl. We're doing a little production line here to crumb our pork. So any salt in this?
Yeah, a bit of salt and even a bit of pepper in there too. Standard breading procedure is what we call in the industry.
And a really good whisk.
And so then once that's crumbed, we'll pop that in the fridge for about half an hour to help those crumbs set. So the flour and the egg wash becomes like a glue, and by putting it in the fridge to chill a bit, that helps the crumbs to stay on.
Told you, he's the master. He's the master. So I'm just going to add some sesame seeds to the breadcrumbs.
Yes.
What type of breadcrumbs are you using?
Those are panko breadcrumbs, so the Japanese-style breadcrumbs that are a bit more coarse and give a really delicious crunch.
Nice one. All right, well, I'm going to crumb these, so into the flour first, and we'll shake off the excess into the egg and milk mixture, the crumb mixture, and then they go straight into the fridge. How long did you say?
About half an hour is good.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're back. The crumbs have set nicely on our little schnitzels, tonkatsus here, whatever you like to call them. And we've got the slaw is nice and crisp, so if you wouldn't mind putting that through the salad spinner to get all that excess water off. We've heated up some canola oil over here to about 180 degrees. They don't take that long, so...
Yeah, they're lean and they're quite thin.
Exactly. While that's happening, I'm going to make the tonkatsu mayo, which is going to be the dressing for the salad, and we're going to put some extra on the bun. So here I've just got some Japanese mayo and then some tonkatsu sauce, which is basically like Japanese barbecue sauce. And in with that.
And the salad has dried nicely.
Excellent. So over here, the pork is starting to go golden around the edges. So we'll just have a look at the other side, a little bit longer. And then meanwhile, over here we've got this pan on, just on a low to medium heat. And what we're going to do is grab these buns and then brush the inside of them with a bit of melted butter and then toast them in the pan. So what that's going to do is make a nice golden crispy layer on the inside, but also steam them from the underneath so they'll be nice and soft. So just straight into the pan there.
This was a game changer for me when I saw you do this way, way back in the day. It's all those little details that Daniel does that makes the burger extra special.
Okay, so let's have a look at this. Oh, beautiful. Looking nice and golden and crispy. And you can see that those sesame seeds there are starting to toast a bit. So it's not going to take as long on that second side. Would you pass me the rack, please?
Yep.
And we'll get those out. And then I think these buns are looking good too. Nice and golden, perfect. And you can see that they're softening up a bit there. If you're not going to assemble your burgers straight away, it's a good idea to put them together like that to retain that heat on the inside. All right, so now it's time to put them together. So if I put some of this dressing in here, would you be able to mix that, please?
Love to.
And then over here, we'll open these up. And as far as I'm concerned, you can never have too much sauce. So put some of that on the bottom, like so.
Ooh, yes, lots of sauce.
Exactly. If it's not dripping down your arms, then, you know, it's not a real burger. And then could you just add a little bit of salt to those?
Okay, so just a pinch of salt.
And then I'll whack that on there. It doesn't matter if it's poking a bit over the edges. It's better than it not being as big as the bun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then...
Not too many elements. It's all about that tonkatsu cooked well, a nice mayonnaise mixed with barbecue sauce and crispy, crunchy slaw.
Exactly. There we go. And then lids on.
They look so good.
What do you think about that?
Oh, you know, it looks all right. Yeah, right. It looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I think it's going to taste even better.
Well, shall we try this one?
Oh, I thought you wouldn't ask. Absolutely. Hear that crunch? Wow. Look how moist and tender that beautiful piece of pork looks. And you have always taught me you never eat a burger this way.
That's right.
You always flip it.
Upside down.
There you go. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
This is the best thing you will make all year. I guarantee you. Daniel Wilson's pork tonkatsu in a burger with that slaw. Epic. Epic. Thank you.
Delicious. Thank you.